Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 48 of the TheKnitGirlls. It is February the 27th of 2011.
And my name is Lala.
And I'm, you don't call me less, I'm a little off-center. Like
Guess what's in stock at Ravelry right now?
Yeah. Before we went to the Arkansas Fiber Arts Extravaganza, beginning of December, I wanted some buttons from Ravelry. And so it was probably early October. And so, they were out of stock. So I clicked the little button that said, notify me when this is back in stock. They came back in stock a week ago. So we did not have them for Arkansas, but we have them now. So when we decided...
We have a whole bag of them.
Yes, we do. We have a big old bag. So if we have a meet and greet or for giveaways or whatever, now we have little things. So anyway, welcome. We have 962 members in our group.
Yay!
Which was a big jump from last week. So we want to welcome all of our new viewers.
And welcome back all the returning viewers.
Yes, we have lots of loyal people that watch, and we want to thank you for that.
Yay.
I think this one's probably going to be called FO Free February. Because we haven't been getting a lot of stuff done. So, works in progress. Do you want to go first?
Sure. I'm working on my Herbivore. I am 2 rows away from the end. That's the right... Hold on. Oh, this makes me feel awkward. Okay. It looks like that. So...
What is this knit out of?
It is knit out of Cherry Tree Hill. And I think it's something more, I think is the colorway. I'll have to look it up.
You mean the Rain Man of Yarn does not know the name of this particular colorway?
It's something more. M-O-O-R. I don't remember it. Sorry. But it's...
You have failed me.
I know. Here. Life is now over as we know it.
So this is a sample for the class you're teaching, right?
Yep, this is a sample for the class I'm teaching, and I'm actually 2 rows from the end. So hopefully it will be done by the end of the podcast. Wouldn't that be so cool? Then I could bind off at the end of the podcast.
So this is going to be a 2-hour show is what you're saying?
Yeah. Prepare yourselves.
Okay, what else? You have other stuff.
I do. I have a languishing UFO that got pulled out this week. I'm teaching a 12-year-old named Nora. I think she's 12. She's probably 10. She's in the 5th grade. How to knit socks. It's her mom's birthday present to her.
Aww,
Isn't that so sweet?
That's sweet.
And she is the sweetest child ever. So we're doing it Thursday afternoons, and I went to go teach her. And I was like, I need a pair of top down, because she wants to do a top down on double points. And I was like, I know I have some in my UFO bin that I haven't finished. So I'll pull those out and I'll work on those. And they are out of Mini Mochi. And I hate this yarn.
It's a little fuzzy.
It's extremely fuzzy. I'd light them on fire, but I don't think they burn.
We could ask JD.
We totally should. I actually was using opal wooden needles to knit them on, the first one.
Yeesh. And
I had all but the toe done, so I finished the toe during the class and then started casting on the second one. And I switched over to my signatures because...
At least then you wouldn't hate the needles, too.
Yes, there's that. And I'm getting... it's a little bit better with these, but let me show you why I hate this yarn. Let me find one of them. I'm getting little fuzzy rings.
Like pills.
No, they might...
Did you
I'm gonna
save
throw
them?
Yes.
That's a little creepy.
I saved one for the podcast just so I could show y'all what I'm getting. I'm getting these huge... Because they're pretty. They're like marble-sized fuzz balls.
And they just accumulate on the yarn.
Yeah, and I snip them off. I have one starting here somewhere. There it is. So that's what's happening. I'm getting these little fuzz balls. And I will never knit with this yarn again. And that's why they've been in the UFO bin since I bought the yarn at Grove City, Pennsylvania's yarn shop. I can't remember the name of it. When I went to go see Kenny Chesney 2 summers ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, I haven't seen this in over a year.
Yeah, I see, I'm trying to throw them away. But that's how much I had left off after the first bowl. They're not very tall because, yeah, I hate them. You just want it to be over with. I hate them. But I'm going to try to get this one to the heel by Thursday so that... And then they'll be done. I mean, I'm going to knit them along with Nora while she's knitting her socks. And she's using some Kramer Silk and Sterling with the glitter and pink and purple. And her mommy bought it for her. It's so sweet. But these, let me get them as close so you can see how fuzzy they are. They're awful. There's just strands of loose fiber everywhere. And I don't know how they're going to wear. Oh, the other thing that I hate, I actually threw this part out. I was Kitchenering the toe. And it fell apart. I went to pull it, and the yarn fell apart because it's a single ply.
Oh, no.
See, I hate everything about this yarn. It's a single ply. Let me get it. And when you pull on it sometimes, see, now it won't do it because it's snarky yarn.
It's an evil plot.
It's an evil plot. But I had read that going into it, some comments on Ravelry, so not a huge Mini Mochi fan. Mini Mochi, Mini Mochi, whatever. I think it's Mochi.
I think it's Mochi too.
It looks like this. And I hate it.
That's a ringing endorsement for Mini Mochi.
So have fun. Maybe some other, I would love to hear if you've had experience with this yarn before, positive or negative, and see what other people have to say, because maybe it's just me and my hatred. Maybe the rep told me it's how I knit. So
yes, I remember this conversation. The rep who doesn't knit
told me that the reason why I was getting the rings was because of how I knit, and maybe it is. I don't know. I know my one of my friends who works at the yarn shop, Charlotte, Hank's sister-in-law, knit something out of the Mochi Plus, a shawl, and she didn't get it. Doesn't have any of the fuzzing that mine has, and maybe mine was like it was when it first came out. Batch. Maybe mine's a bad batch. I don't know, but I hate it. End of story.
Yeah, another work in progress.
I have some Zauber ball socks. They're in my purse. Hold on, let me grab them out. I'm using rose knit bags today, by the way.
I like that. Oh,
and this one was one too.
My stitches just jumped off my needle, and it is all your fault.
Yep, because I was plotting with them. I'm knitting some socks. I was hoping to get these done by the end of February, but we'll see. I'll post a progress picture today anyway. This is the first one. They're the Zauber ball, the Starka 6. Yeah,
this is a sport weight, right?
It's a sport weight, but I'm knitting on 2.5s and getting a good definition of a fabric from that. And even that's a little bit, I would not probably go above 2.5s with this. So yes, it's a sport weight, but it's not really truly what I consider I guess what I consider sport weight for socks is more like that you knit on 3s or 4s is more worsted in actual weight yarn. Because socks are always knitted at a tighter gauge than anything else. So that's it. Those are the 3 projects I brought with me and that are actively being knit on right now. The rest are in timeout until I get to them.
Whenever that may happen.
There's never enough time. And I was thinking earlier, I was like, man, if I was monogamous like Leslie, I'd have like a sweater done and several shawls. And then I was like, no, I wouldn't, because I still wouldn't have that knitting time. So I just have one thing being done at a time.
Speaking of me being monogamous, I have 2 projects on the needles. This is the Cranberry Juice Twisted Lemon sock that I'm doing for the Afterthought Heel tutorial.
I love how big those stripes are.
And if you think that this is pretty much the same as it was last week, you're right. Because I haven't knit on this until just now. Mainly because, so anyway, I like the yarn. I'm knitting it on my Knit Picks nickel plated double points, which are my favorite double points to use personally. Now, having said that, I don't use the signature double points just because of the noise that they have ridges on them. And that's my own weird aversion.
Ruffles have ridges?
Ruffles have ridges. But I have no problem with ruffles, neither does my fat ass. So, this is the same position it was last week. This is still the first sock. I'm a slacker. You'll see why later in the episode. Also, I've got another project, and I can't show you what it is, but it's in this bag.
I have something in that bag, too.
Yours is a different color, though.
I know, mine's a purple bag. My Herbivore is in that.
This is secret knitting that I'm months behind on, and Laura told me I need to get my button gear.
Because she wanted to cast on something new, and I told her no, that she has to finish this.
She told me no. Can you believe that crap? So, anyway, and these were the Ravelry bags, and Laura got me one as a gift. And mine is green and pretty, and Laura's is purple. Anyway, my secret knitting is in here, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So as soon as we finish recording, I'll be back to this because I really need to finish this because we're really late on the review for this product, and that's totally my fault because Laura was finished forever ago.
And it's never ever my fault.
She may be less forthcoming if it's her fault.
No, I said the last one was my fault.
Let's see. So you don't have any spinning this week. Well, okay, neither of us have FOs.
I was so trying to get this done in time, and I looked at the clock, and we're recording, and it's around 1 o'clock-ish, a little bit after, and it was like 12:30, and I was still in my glasses, because I'm legally blind, and I had like a bird's nest hairdo going on. It was super sexy. And still in my pajamas, and I was like knit, 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 watching dramatic knits, knit, 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 trying to get this done, and then I was like, oh crap, look at the time, I gotta go. And so I blurted that I was running late. Surprise. So
side note, I dig the gold eyeshadow with this bracelet. That's very cute.
I love this bracelet.
I
So
have this too.
I have to ask Emo where she got these. These were in and they go well with my shawl too. The things I have to do. I won't be able to get off. Take it off me, please. I have to ask her where she got these because these are super cute.
Part of a Dead Poets Club.
Yep, this was part of the Dead Poets Club 2 years ago, maybe? I'm trying to remember. Yeah. I think it came with the Mermaid Tavern package.
I can't remember
maybe.
Which one.
We'll have to ask Emo. But love this bracelet. I wear it quite a bit when I wear jewelry, which I don't a whole lot. But it's one of my favorite bracelets. So I have to ask her. I know the cool thing about Emo and her Dead Poets Club is that...
Emo is Perfect Day Yarns, by the way.
Is that she does a lot of indie people as her
when she does swag, she always goes to Etsy or she finds an indie crafter, and in the interest of promoting them, she includes their stuff in with the package. Yep. So that's something we really appreciate.
And that's
about
got
her.
Me exposed to a lot of new.
Exposed
it's dangerous.
To her credit card has been exposed to a lot of new things.
Yes. I'll have to ask her where the bracelets came from again. All right, spinning.
Spinning. Laura doesn't have anything this week, but I spent pretty much my whole week spinning. I didn't have... There are weeks where you just don't feel like knitting, or I have those weeks. So this week I showed y'all last week the first bobbin of the Hello Yarn Polworth, and I finished the rest of it on Thursday, well, between Sunday and Thursday. And then I started plying it, and I waited the 24 hours, and then I gave it a bath, and then I thwacked it, and then I let it dry.
You did all those things you're supposed to do.
I did. I followed the rules. So this is what it looks like. So I would say that's a pretty true fingering. Maybe a heavy
really
fingering.
Pretty. It's dense.
Yeah, I apply it. I like it to have a lot of twist in it. So this is what it looks like. And I got 384 yards of the 3-ply. And then and this always happens with me, this may or may not happen with you, if I split a fiber into 3 parts, the second and third bobbin will have more yarn on them than the first, because as I go with the fiber, I get thinner and thinner, which I don't know why, but I just do. I guess I just get more control of the fiber, so I had a little bit extra, and I Navajo plied all that into another little scheme,
So for people who don't spin or have never Navajo plied, when you Navajo ply, you're chain plying. It's basically like crocheting the yarn back onto itself. So instead of getting a muddying mix of colors, when you ply a regular like 3-ply, you might have 3 different colors that are hitting at the same point. With Navajo plying, you're 3-plying, but because it's a chain ply, you're getting
keeping the colors together
of pure color just in that color, typically.
So, as a comparison, this is the 3-ply of the 3 separate bobbins worth. This is the Navajo ply.
And I'm actually wearing my shawl out of the same fiber. It may have been intentional. And this is a 2-ply.
So,
oh, I almost put that shawl in your water. I would cry.
So this, it's a learning experience. Every time I spin, I learn something new. But I'm pretty happy. I was hoping to get 400 yards just out of the 3-ply. I came close. I was about 16 yards short. But this is enough to do a pair of socks, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. This is going to be the first hand spin I knit into a pair of socks, and I'm going to try to do that in the month of March. I'm going to try. because I don't knit with my hand spun as much as I'd like to.
That's so funny because I wound my hand spun that I spun for socks into cakes 2 days ago.
The sherbet? Cool.
Thinking that I would knit hand spun socks out of them.
We should both do that for the month of March.
Okay. I'm going to do Malabrigo March too, though, so.
Oh, see,
I
don't
have 3
enough
designs
Malabrigo.
to get done in March. My March is
Whatever.
very
I'm going to
busy.
do this in the month of March if I can manage it after I finish the secret knitting. And I have some new stuff I want to cast on that I'll tell you all about later. But this is my spinning. And altogether I got 426 yards if I include this little 21 yard skein.
Cool.
So,
Yay. That is awesome.
yes,
Go you.
I'm pretty happy. Oh, 42 yard, not 21 yard.
That is really awesome.
And then you have a book review.
I do.
And I'm going to preface this by saying she brought it over. Normally when she brings over a book, I'll look through it and I'll find 5 or 10 things out of the whole book. I love every damn pattern in this book. Every one.
I've been stalking this book. So I found out a month and a half or 2 months ago that Malabrigo 3 was coming out with, Malabrigo was coming out with a book called Malabrigo 3. I actually have number 2. I got their second book, which was All Designs by Melissa Liebman. I got that at TNNA, but I knew that Stephen West was going to be in this book, so I was already stalkerific. And I just looking at the projects on Ravelry, I was like, ooh, I want to make that and that and that. So I've been stalking it on the internet, couldn't find it anywhere, convinced my local yarn shop to order it in, because I'm an enabler. And she got it, and it came, and I got a copy for me and a copy for Jessica of Show Me Your Knits. I was actually with my iPhone taking pictures of the patterns, and like not the actual patterns, but the
pictures.
Picture pages. And I'm saying, don't you want this book? Don't you want this book? And just sending her pictures. So the very first thing is a sweater. It's the diamond lace pullover, and it's made out of chunky. And if I was itty bitty and could wear chunky pullovers, I would be all about that. I think the lace really breaks up the chunkiness best.
I like it.
I bought the yarn for this yesterday. It is the Rasta neck warmer. I think I got Iris.
It's not that color. It's a different color.
I didn't get this color. I got maybe I did. I don't know. I don't remember what color I got. I'll have to show y'all. My yarn store was also having a 25% off yarn day yesterday, so I might have gotten some Malabrigo. That was the first yarn I purchased in February, though, so I was doing pretty well. So I figured one Sunday morning when I don't have any finished objects for the show, and I'm running really late in March, this is going to be what I knit. Because it's big, it's bulky. I'll have to go ahead and get big, bulky buttons, and actually my yarn shop sells some big, bulky buttons that I think will be perfect for that. This looks like it would be a Stephen West shawl, and it is not, but it is freaking gorgeous, and that's out of sock yarn.
It's the same model in every photograph except for there's a baby
And I
pattern.
love her hair and
She's
makeup.
beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
I want to be her when I grow up.
This is the
probably
branching
younger than
lace
me.
kimono. It's out of silky merino. I think that's the perfect combination of the yarn, which is kind of like a DK weight, and lace. And the photographs in this are just freaking gorgeous.
Yes, I agree. I like this, except for the button loop. I think is a little flimsy.
It's the flyaway lace cardigan. It's made out of lace weight. It's a lot of lace weight. It's like, for my size, it would be like 10 skeins of lace weight, but it is gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
I would have to do something with the button loop.
The button loop is a single crochet loop.
It's got a little like ribbed detail right there that's really, really pretty. This is a Stephen West hat. It's the Pearl Ridge hat. And I think that's very cute, very simple. It's out of the regular worsted.
I like the layout of this book, how it's like, it gives you the first half of the book to just look at the pictures.
This is the Lakedale shawl. It's out of sock. It's another Stephen West pattern. There's that.
I like how he incorporates multiple colors.
This is the split cable pullover. This is actually probably the thing that I think is the least flattering in the book, just because of the offset shoulders and the high cable detail on the side. I kind of feel like it would make me wider than I am. Fat man in a little jacket.
Laura has never seen Black Sheep, Fat Man in a Little Coat, and I think that's a travesty. I think she needs to go home and watch it tonight.
There's the twisted cowl out of twist. I really, really like this. Although it looks like you could just make it a little bit bigger and make it into a shawl. But it's really, really pretty. I think the stitch patterning on it is gorgeous. Not yet. Scallop shawl. This is out of sock, but you can also do it out of the silky merino. I know that because that's what I'm going to do for Malabrigo March.
She knows you can do it because she's going to do it.
Because Lisa and I traded some yarn, and I got 3 skeins of silky merino, and that's what that's going to become.
I really like this sweater a lot.
The OXO cable pullover out of twist, and twist was such a joy to knit with when I knit my
I agree. I've
cowl out of it. I need to get some more and do something.
That's a really lovely yarn to knit with, and that's a really lovely sweater.
And I love that it's got cable detailing here and then a textured stitch pattern down below. I like how that looks. I like this a lot too. It's a Malabrigo twist vest. Here's your baby.
I love this picture. Look at that baby.
There's the baby. He's so cute. That's out of 2 skeins of sock.
If I could be guaranteed that baby, I would have a baby.
And then there's an ostrich out of a twist. A kitschy bag out of chunky. And some socks out of sock. And I like the detailing on the socks. They're very pretty. They're orange, so at first I was like, eh. But I like how it's little cables.
You could knit it for
yeah,
Becky.
I could. Beautiful cushions, and then a Kimbo blanket that's designed by Stephen West. I'm not certain about the colors that he used on that. It's meant to be more of a baby blanket, and it's out of twist. But I think it'd be really pretty in some bright, vibrant colors.
So we did show you every single pattern in this book because
we like them all.
I mean, I can think of at least 3 things off the top of my head I know I will knit, without a doubt.
And it's got some nice schematics in it. I don't want to show you everything because copyright, but there's some schematics. Sizing seems to be really, really well thought out.
They're very generous, going all the way from 32 to 50-something in most cases.
The red vest that I showed you, the Malabrigo twist vest, goes from 34 all the way up to 54.
The flyaway cardigan goes from 32 to 56.
Mm-hmm.
So
the shawls seem like they're mostly one size, but it's still pretty. The hat has 3 sizes. Lots of great sizing options. And overall, total integral part of my book collection. And the photography is, I love designers that pay attention to photography. And it just seems, we'll see if there's any errors that tend to pop up on Ravelry, but it just seems like it was very, very well done. So, Malabrigo 3. Try to find it. Good luck. Yep. Because it won't be, I can't do an Amazon.com link to it because it won't be on there. So check your local yarn shop. If you have a local yarn shop that carries Malabrigo, always support them first. I would support them. I know that at least a couple weeks ago, Webb's was sold out. A lot of online companies was sold out. But y'all know that you can always email people like Sherry at the Loopy U or talk to your local yarn shop people and ask them to get it in. Usually, if enough people ask, they'll order it. Because I think the minimum on them might be 3. That's what it typically is for books. So, it doesn't hurt to try. Nope. Alright, so moving on to favorite things. So, Laura did a successful barter where she was a total winner with one of our viewers, Blogless Carla. So, Blogless Carla was talking to me about how she would love to knit the Starving Artist head out of some hand spun. And I said, I happen to have some hand spun. So I was just going to send it to her, but she was going to the land of Q, which is Quince, and brought me back some Quince yarn shop, Quince and Company yarn. This is the colorway Wampum, and it's the turn. And it's so pretty. I know the camera's not going to do this justice. It's a silk merino blend, and it's got a lovely shimmer to it, and it is just gorgeous and squishy, and it's going to become a shawl. I have 442 yards of it, so it's my precious. It's very pretty. I've never tried their yarn before. I'm really, really excited about it because they're one of those ones that I've heard awesome things about. It's made in the USA. It's just really exciting, and you can find more information about them on quinceandco.com. Let me show you all that. So what hand spun did you send her? I sent her some Spunky Eclectic that I spun. It was 8 ounces, which was 300 yards of a bulky in, what's that colorway? Thermograph. And I love that colorway, so I'm glad it's going to a good home. But that was see, I'm picky when I send other people my hand spun. It's got to be good enough.
Yeah.
It can't, and like, the hats that I was naming before, the hand spun on that was kind of junky. I can say that because it's mine and I love them. But it wasn't anything that I would send to anyone else. So I had to go to, like, farther down in my spinning career to kind of find something good enough to send Bloodless Carla, because she's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to send her something good. I don't want to send her something junky.
So, for those of you that are in our spin along, which will begin on April the 1st, Stacy of Tempted she's closed out ordering. She closed out ordering and she had 167 individual 4-ounce bumps. And some
That's
people
awesome.
ordered more than one, which is totally fine. And she
encouraged.
Yeah. She's at like 70 something. She's about a little over a third of the way through it. She's almost halfway through it actually. And she's been working really hard to get it out as early as possible. And we're still not going to tell y'all what colors it is because
Can we do one not color?
Yeah, we can say what color it's not. Why don't you choose what color it's not this week?
It's not maroon.
Okay. It's not a maroon fiber. So she's working really hard on getting that out to you guys. So if you're just kind of learning your way into spinning, I know we've got a lot of people who decided to jump in who've never spun before. Make sure you practice. Do a little 15 minutes every day on your spindle, and I promise you will be so much better by the time that the fiber gets to you. And internationals will go out first because Customs likes to hold stuff hostage, and it takes longer to get other places.
And she's done dyeing the internationals.
Yeah, she's finished with the internationals, but she hasn't sent them yet. And she doesn't, I mean,
she wants to finish.
It's not even the 1st of March,
yeah.
so she's way ahead of schedule. Let's see. You wanted to talk about this.
I love how you point.
Well, I don't want to say it. You want to talk about it.
So, Dramatic Knits is knitting me something, and I'm very excited. But he's got an awesome podcast, and if you haven't seen it, I'll link it in the show notes. He does a lot of knitting, guy stuff and girl stuff, and he was talking about how he never has any... he loves to knit just for the process of knitting, but he doesn't, and he likes to knit girl stuff just because of the skills the project's interesting stuff. But he doesn't have anyone to give it to, and there was the new Ann Hansen pattern. Y'all see where this is going because y'all know me. There was the new Ann Hansen pattern came up on Knitty, which is really, really pretty. I had put it on Plurk, and I was like, look at how pretty this is. And he was like, ooh, I want to knit that. And I was like, really? You can knit that for
called?
me.
They're fingerless gloves, but I can't remember what they're called.
I can't remember what they're called. I'll link them in the show notes. They're really pretty. And if you go to his second episode of his podcast, you can see the ones that he's knitting for me. So he's a super sweet guy. I really enjoy his podcast. And I'll link it in the show notes. You'll be able to find him. And he's making me stuff. So it's a win all around.
I'm only halfway through the second episode. I started it this morning, and then Mr. Awesome had to go to Lowe's again. This is probably the 7th time in 2 weeks that I have been to that damn store because of a craft desk
that he's doing for you.
Yeah.
So you can't complain about it
Well, today, so we've got to, okay, let me back up a second and give you some backstory. Mr. Awesome is responsible for all zookeeper duties, and zookeeper is an apt title for our house because we have 2 cats. We have a bunny rabbit who's got this, like, a small indoor cage, but we've got a little, like, bunny door to a giant outdoor castle.
He's got, like, an outdoor playland, kind of like McDonald's has.
Yeah. And then we've got 2 fish tanks, but they're Big Daddy fish tanks. We've got one that's a 75-gallon tank, but one that's 225 gallons that weighs 1,000 pounds, totally empty. And with
it has lots of cool fish in it.
225 gallons of water, it weighs a lot more. If we ever sell this house, it's staying here because you have no idea what a pain it was to get here. But anyway, it's got this weird sump system where it's all natural filtering, and I don't pretend to understand it. But
he kind of mad scientisted it.
He very much did. He likes to just kind of look at how something should work and then Bill Nye the Science Guy his way into making it work. So he's doing something with a sump pump thing, and if you hear noise, it's probably him throwing something or cursing because of something isn't working. But that's why we had to go to Lowe's today.
The sub pump wasn't working?
Yeah, because there was a bushing or a fitting or a something plumbing piece that he needed, and so we got to tag along.
That's super fun.
But I was going somewhere with this. Where was I going with this?
Dramatic notes why you hadn't finished watching
the
podcast.
Okay, yeah, I got halfway through it, and he said, "Do you want to go to Lowe's with me?" And I said, "No." And he said, "I'll buy you lunch." And I'm like, "Okay."
What'd you get for lunch? I didn't hear that
Zaxby's.
part. Yeah.
They don't have vegetarian friendly
don't.
options. And I probably blew my Weight Watchers points for the day there. I haven't counted how many points I used. But
I would say you can't go to Chick-fil-A because it's Sunday.
It's Sunday. Kobe wanted to go to Chick-fil-A, but it was Sunday. So.
Aw, poor Kobe.
So we talked about the spin along. Oh, we can talk about Perfect Day Yarns package. So Laura and I both got our PDY package.
So we're going to spoil it. So if you haven't gotten yours already, you need to
skip ahead 5 minutes or something. So I'll just show mine since we both got the same thing. So every round, Sara picks, emo is Sara. Sara is Perfect Day Yarns, just for clarification. Sara picks a poet to talk about. And this round's poet is Sarah Teasdale. And
he committed suicide.
Well, that's a super...
Well, no, it was just the
I haven't read it yet because I'm not a huge poetry fan personally, but if Sarah's selling it, I'll buy it. So... this is Sarah Teasdale. She's the poet for this round. She has been deceased for a long time, 1933. And she includes a poem
that inspired the
author,
yarn.
That inspired this yarn. So this is the yarn, and it is called Sarah Teasdale. And it is cash prose.
Oh, I love her cash prose.
So it's 80 merino, 10 cashmere, 10 nylon, and it is 370 yards, so it's enough for most socks. So it's got sort of a brown, a blue, hints of green, gold, and white. And this is what it looks like. And that is this month's. Is it every month or every other month?
Every other month.
Okay.
The next one's April.
And Laura's designing for that one. And you've already got the yarn,
shawl.
but you won't show it to me.
No.
Because you're evil. Mm-hmm. And she also, we're doing a swap for some wool maza lace, and so she included what?
Ooh.
This is de-Ulster lace. This isn't part of the package. She just sent it because she sent me a package. I'm sending her my Arlene, my other half that I haven't used.
So you guys split the lace in half.
We split the lace. She sends me half of it, and I'll send her half of mine.
That's cool because her lace skeins are like 2,000 yards.
Yeah,
so it's too much for most shawls.
1704 or something. Yeah, they're gigantic. You can't think of a lace project that needs more yarn than the wool maza skeins have. So she sent 3 different kinds of bags. Do you want to get yours?
It's right there.
Oh, okay. So we got 2 of the 3 kinds.
I like mine.
Yeah. This one's Laura's. This one's mine.
Mine has a wolf dressed up like a sheep.
Where is he?
He's right there
right here.
in the blue. He's sneaky.
A little sneaky wolf trying to hide in the sheep's clothing. That's actually really cute.
And this is an Etsy bag dealer. Her, I went to her site earlier because I was like, I like those bags. And you can find her at, her name is KAYLAH7. And she had some really awesome fabrics in there.
The Dainty Squid
broke the bait, on getting some of her other stuff because she does a lot of the.
Because what Laura needs is more bags.
She does this size, but she does a lot of the weirder Japanese fabrics.
Oh, really?
So there's like a woman with cats on a shelf, and there's like all sorts of like it's.
I'll have to go
hard
and look
to explain,
at her
but
stuff.
she's got some cute stuff.
So, but this is kind of like we were saying earlier with emo. She always finds an indie dye or an indie crafter to promote with her indie craft business, which I think is a really big coup to the industry, and I think that she does very well doing so. And she also sent some candy, which I'm not going to eat.
I already ate mine.
Do you want mine?
Sure.
Okay. And then she sent a button of Sarah Teasdale, an image of her, and a tattoo, which if you watch Emo's video cast, she shows it to you on her boob, which I was like, freeze frame, but this is what it looks like. It's knit with a little heart. I love the idea of it. That's really cute.
She sells, I went to that Etsy dealer too.
Who is this Etsy dealer?
Hold on, I will tell you. Buttonhead. Buttonhead.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she's got some hilarious buttons, but she also does custom tattoos.
I'll have to go and look at her stuff.
So you can order a pack of like 15 custom tattoos if you ever want.
That's
or
really
75 or however many you want.
There she is promoting indie crafters again.
So very cool.
So that was my Perfect Day Yarn Sock Club package.
And I have mine over here too. And I almost stole Leslie's yarn earlier. This one's
She's
mine.
a thief.
So
And
squishy. And my socks that I knit out of her Cash Pros, I knit some out of the Oliver colorway, are some of my favorite socks that I ever wear.
I don't think I've actually knit with the Cash Pros yet. I've knit with a lot of her bases, but I don't think Cash Pros is one that I've knit with. And next week's from the mailbox segment, favorite things, whatever, is going to be a little obsessive on my end because I had some pattern sales and my PayPal was a little padded and I went a little crazy at Wool Gatherings Etsy shop.
I saw that because they sent me, you must have used like the Knit Girl, I don't know how it came to me.
No, because I commented about
the Knit
Girls in the notes to the seller. I was
anytime Leslie has something that has the Knit Girls in it, it gets forwarded to me, and sometimes
no secrets between the two of us.
Sometimes I'm like, interesting.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
But so, and I enabled a few other people into buying their stuff, and her stuff is beautiful. I can't wait to get it to show it to y'all next week. It's all fiber. She does have some hand-dyed yarn. I just bought the fiber. We did get another package in the mail from a friend of ours.
Yay!
Muriel, who is Stacy
BFF
of Tempted's
Wendy,
sister. Her name on Ravelry and Plurk is BFF of Wendy. And she sent us a really nice package with some little gifts that she picked out. One of which was shirts. We'll wear them later. I'll tell you all about them when we wear them. We're not wearing them this week, but probably next week one of us will be wearing them. But also, she does a lot of metal craft, and she does stitch markers, row counters, and she made us some shawl pins, which are super cute.
And I got first pick.
She did get, I try to, Anyway, so these are our shawl pins, and they're handcrafted. Laura's is purple, and mine is pink. She doesn't have them for sale yet, but I think you guys should PM her
to do it.
BFF of Wendy is her name on Ravelry and Plurk, and tell her that you want one. But she sent us these as gifts, so I wanted to say thank you to her. She's super sweet. Yeah, it's always nice to come home and have a great big package of stuff. I like going through stuff and choosing awesome things.
So thank you, Muriel. And thank you, Ivy.
Yes.
Because I know Ivy had to do something. She had some part in it somehow.
Little Ivy there.
She's so sweet. All right,
you have this.
I have a finish it or frog it. So I did want to show y'all that I did frog this scarf.
This is the Numma Numma, right?
So that's the Numma Numma. So that has been frogged, and the needles have been put in their little packaging, and they're back. Actually, it was kind of funny because I had purchased a bunch of 20-inch needles, Addies, and I couldn't find any of them. But one was in here, so now I have my size 6 Addie 20-inch. I think it was 6 back, 6 or 8. So, and I bought those really to do hats. So my next finish it or frog it was I was going through my bin looking for the socks, and I ran across this. And it had the book in there too with it. So what it is the Zig Zag Baby Blanket.
Oh, I remember this.
It got knit on at Lisa's house several years ago out of speed knitting.
It got cursed at too, as I recall.
Mm-hmm. And so what it is, how far it is, I should say. Well, first off, the yarn. It is out of some lovely shine worsted and Bachelor Button, which is a discontinued colorway. I think I got it on sale as a discontinued colorway. And this is what it looks like. And I just feel like, and this is 2 skeins in, I think. I just feel like the pattern is not showing up well with the yarn.
And it's actually a really pretty purple, although it looks kind of blue because of the lights.
And it has cute, adorable wee one stitch markers, little rubber ducks on them.
Aww. That's very fitting for a baby blanket.
I know. But it doesn't have a baby in mind, or if it did have a baby in mind, I can't remember who
it was.
That
baby is in preschool by now.
Yeah, that baby's done. So my question to y'all is finish it or frog it. It's around, how many inches would you say? 4, 5?
No, I would say 5 inches in.
5 inches in, but most of that's the garter border. The reason why I think I couldn't get too into this is it's not the stitch pattern's not charted. I don't feel like charting it
It's not
myself.
a very intuitive pattern.
It's not a very intuitive pattern at all. It was one that every row I would mess up somehow and have to rip it back. So we'll do a finisher frog it poll on the Ravelry group. You're welcome to vote. You're welcome to leave a comment or an opinion.
I'll put that in the first post of the episode.
Okay,
for
that's
you.
perfect. And maybe someday I'll have this bag back. Because this is my very cute 3 a.m. bag.
Yes, I love that. Was in the first Tempted Club.
And that's how old this project is, because I think I started this right after we got this bag. But the cool thing about these bags, not that you can get them anymore, but they fit the book and the whole project inside. So that's my finish it or frog it for this time around.
I hear you echoing now.
I know. Okay, before we started podcasting, I was telling Leslie that I was echoing, and she told me I was crazy that I wasn't echoing.
I didn't say you were crazy. I said nothing in my house has changed in the last week, so I don't know. She's echoey today, and it's all her fault. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I only have one thing really left to talk about, and that is that, first of all, we really appreciate our viewers, because our viewers help, they give us a certain number of views every month, and you're really active in the group, and we love having you guys active in the group and starting conversations. And
you kind of tell us what you want us to do, which is really, really helpful. It gives us direction, and direction is important.
Yes.
So we were listening to you because a couple weeks ago, someone started a signature needle arts thread.
Mm-hmm.
And Leslie contacted Signature Needle Arts to see if we could get some review needles.
Yes, and let me preface this by saying I expected them to laugh in my face for me saying, please send me some free things to test for the show. And they didn't. They said, of course, we would love to. What would you like? And so after Laura and I squeeing on the phone to each other.
Maybe there was some jumping up and down.
Signature was kind enough to send us both 2 pairs to test and to give you guys a review on. So we haven't knit anything with them. We just got them yesterday. So I got a size 4, a 7.
We try to get a wide variety. So for those of you who don't know, Signature Needles allows you to pick out not only your needle size, but the size of your tips. All we got were this circulars. So the size of the tips and also the size of the cords. So we try to get a wide variety. So I got 3s in the 4-inch needle length, and a 20 with a total cord plus needle length of 20 inches.
Yeah. So this one's a 5-inch needle. This one's a 6-inch needle. They have different lengths of the cable. Laura got a short one, a 20-inch with 4-inch needle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put that with this. I'm gonna put it in my bag when she leaves. But see, you get different lengths, and they have different tips as well. But we stuck with stiletto because they're the pointiest.
And we like pointy stuff.
Yeah.
So what this really comes down to is it caused my queue to increase dramatically this week. So if you're one of my friends on Ravelry and you're like, man, Laura's got a lot of activity in the last 2 days, that's because I did a pattern search for, items that could be knit with
the sizes that we got.
4-inch, size 3 needles.
So, and this is what I wanted. As soon as I got these yesterday, I told Laura, would it be okay for me to put off that review thing and go ahead and she said no. That I needed to do my review thing first. So
the yarn review before we start the needle review. And then I also got the size 5 with a 5-inch needle length and a 47, which I thought would be perfect for sweaters or larger shawls.
So this is not the official review. This is us just saying we got these. We will be doing a review on them. Probably it'll take us, we have to have time to knit with them and kind of give...
It might be by the end of March, because...
Maybe a little longer, depends on how...
We have to knit. Yeah. We want to really test our products out for y'all. We just don't want to do something half-hearted.
We are thrilled that Signature sent us these to test, so we wanted to say thank you for that. But we are going to really put them through the test and see if they have any downsides,
What we love about them, what we hate about them, because they're an expensive product for y'all to purchase.
They are an investment. They're $40 per circular needle, and it might be more if you go with a certain. I don't know. I have to go and look, but I think it's around $40 per set. But
we are overjoyed that they are here,
and we have a couple of other companies that we're working with to send us some things to test, but we don't have those things yet, so we don't want to talk about them until we have them to test. So we really enjoy reviewing products for you guys, putting them through all of the tests. So the test is like the drinking word today. So if you have other things that you're interested in us reviewing, let us know. Our list is growing and growing and growing, and we love it. We love being able to test things for you guys. So if there's something else, some new thing that you want us to test, let us know, and we'll contact the company and see what we can do. And that is pretty much all I had for this week.
Awesome.
Do you have anything else that you wanted to talk about?
No, I do not believe so. It feels like spring here, so that makes me happy.
It is. It's lovely. It's like 70 degrees outside, which is nice because I've been putting the final coats of clear coat thing on my craft desk that we built, and it's nice to be able to go out there and have the garage door up. And it's.
When do you think you'll have that upstairs?
It'll be up here by next week.
Very cool. We'll have to show pictures and such of that.
Yeah, it's and I'll send Laura the link so she can put it in the show notes. But essentially, it's a that Pottery Barn was selling for over $1,000, and somebody did a blog post on how you can make it yourself for about $100. So.
Very cool.
That's what
Michael might be making me one too someday. Maybe not now.
Well, he's learned all his lessons online. But it's really cool, and I'm excited to get it up here. But let's see, we're at 46 minutes.
That's not bad. I'm almost at the end of my final row.
And then you have to start binding it off?
And then I have to start binding it off.
You'll be totally done with that by tonight.
Oh yeah, it'll be blocked tonight. It'll be blocking tonight, and then I'll work on those socks.
So you can find us on our Ravelry group. We're coming up on 1,000 members. I expect we'll probably have that by the time we reach our 1-year anniversary. You can get us on Plurk, Lala Knits, You Don't Call Me Less. Facebook, we have a group on Facebook. Twitter, TheKnitGirlls, 3 L's. And our website, TheKnitGirls3Ls.com.
And iTunes.
And iTunes, yes. Make sure that if you watch a lot of podcasts or listen, depending on which one you prefer, make sure that you leave your podcasters at least a star rating, but preferably a review, because it really does kind of put a smile on our face when we get a new review. Even if it's just a star
We did get
rating.
a new review today.
We did.
Yeah, I was so happy.
Yeah, we have some really great viewers, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all.
Yay. We love you guys.
There's
I'll make a little heart for you.
But that's it. I have to go ahead and start post-production so I can start on
And we have to film my tutorial.
Yes, Laura should have a tutorial out sometime in the next week for, do you want to say what it is?
Yeah, that's fine. Some people had contacted me about doing a tutorial of turning the Starving Artist hat inside out and knitting it from the inside out. So I'm just running through pretty basic how to do that.
Yeah.
So that's all. That's not a huge deal, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a neat little, we like doing the little tutorials for you, and as long as it's not really in depth, we can get them up pretty quick. And if I could ever finish this freaking sock, I would have the Afterthought heel one up. I hope to do it in the next week or so. But that's it. That's all I got. So until next weekend, we will see you guys. Have a good week.
Bye y'all.